Did you know that Holy Basil Tulsi, which is a type of basil that specifically comes from India, is really good for everything from colds to headaches and just improving the immune system in general with no caffeine. And the smell and taste is, I'd say, in some ways more sweet and more mild than the Italian basil. It's got a completely different smell and taste. It's interesting how different parts of the world all have different kinds of basil, but they're not really the same. They're all amazing because they're all really good for your immunity and, all really good to use in cooking and stuff. But it's interesting how Thai basil and basil from India and basil from Italy, it's all quite different. Um, I like all three, but for tea especially, I love Tulsi basil. It comes from India. So Tulsi basil, I like it mixed with green tea. I like it by itself. I've had it mixed with a variety of things in teas, sometimes in Ayurvedic soaps, and it's a tea that I like to drink in daytime or nighttime because Holy Basil Tulsi is a very relaxing herb. But there's no caffeine in it, so it won't make you jittery unless it's mixed with something that has caffeine. And so it's an interesting herb because you can use it in daytime or nighttime. Very sacred herb to India, and it's interesting how it balances your hormones regardless of how young or old you are. It's really amazing how holy basil is good for all stages of a woman's life. It's good for men as well, but yeah, it's interesting that women, it's like one of those safe herbs. It's safe and good for women, regardless of what stage of life they're in. And yeah, I love the way that the holy basil smells too. It has a unique aroma that almost sometimes reminds me of a flower, but not quite. And when it's mixed with something like rose, it's even more amazing because it just blends well with a lot of these other different other types of flowers and herbs too. I've mixed hibiscus and tulsi together too because hibiscus is, good for heart health. It's cooling herb, just like mint that I mentioned in another video earlier. Um, so yeah, I use mint a lot, and I use holy basil a lot as well because it's just very amazing healing herb from nature. It's very much sacred medicine.